Imagine living in a village where at any moment you could suddenly fall into a deep sleep without warning. Welcome to Kalachi, a small remote village nestled in northern Kazakhstan, a place that holds one of the world's most puzzling medical mysteries. This is the story of the sleeping village, where an unexplained condition has haunted its people and kept scientists, doctors, and mystery seekers baffled for more than a decade. The phenomenon began around 2010 with no warning signs or obvious causes. People in Kalachi started to experience episodes of sudden sleep. Imagine waking up in the middle of a task, only to find out you've been unconscious for hours or even days. People fell asleep at home, while cooking meals, out in the fields, at work, or even walking down the street. What made this condition even more disturbing was the lack of any control. Those afflicted simply couldn't fight it. They would succumb to an overwhelming wave of drowsiness, slipping into an unbreakable slumber. At first, only a few cases were reported, but as the episodes became more frequent and widespread, panic gripped the entire village. Rumors of witchcraft and curses spread among the locals, while the rest of the world watched with morbid fascination. News outlets from around the globe descended upon Kalachi, and soon the mysterious sleeping sickness became a hot topic of discussion. To understand what life is like in Kalachi, you need to step into the shoes of its residents. Picture a place where each day could be your last day of wakefulness. Children, parents, and grandparents, no one was spared. For some, a trip to the market could end in sudden collapse. Families lived in constant fear, unsure if their loved ones would return safely or fall prey to another bout of mysterious sleep. While some villagers embraced dark humor, nicknaming their town Sleepy Town, for many the anxiety was far too real. Scientists and experts were perplexed. Investigations and tests began pouring into Kalachi. Teams of specialists arrived, setting up camp to monitor, study, and search for answers. Speculation ran wild. At first, many suspected a connection to nearby Soviet-era uranium mines. The Krasnogorsk mine, long abandoned and heavily contaminated, loomed ominously over the village. Could radiation poisoning be the source? Measurements were taken, yet nothing conclusive emerged. With radiation ruled out, attention turned to environmental toxins and pollutants. Carbon monoxide levels were tested, as the gas could lead to symptoms of dizziness, confusion, and sudden drowsiness. Yet, while there was some evidence of higher carbon monoxide levels in certain homes, the findings could not fully explain the intensity or specificity of Kalachi's condition. Theories came and went. Perhaps it was something in the air, in the water, or even a psychological phenomenon triggered by collective fear. Some speculated about gases escaping from natural fissures underground, while others questioned whether mass hysteria played a role. Meanwhile, life continued for the people of Kalachi. Residents described feeling as if they were trapped in a surreal dreamscape, sometimes unable to distinguish between sleep and reality. In interviews, parents recounted the horror of watching their children succumb suddenly to deep slumber. School lessons were interrupted as students collapsed onto their desks. Adults on their daily routines could do nothing but accept the inexplicable and at times dangerous consequences of the illness. Waking from these episodes often brought more confusion. Some villagers experienced temporary memory loss, vivid hallucinations, or a sensation of extreme weakness that lingered for days. Faced with an uncertain future, many residents had no choice but to leave. Entire families packed up their belongings, abandoning homes that had been in their families for generations. The streets of Kalachi began to grow quieter, empty houses standing as ghostly reminders of the sleep plague that had turned life upside down. For those who stayed, the decision was not an easy one. Some had nowhere else to go. Others clung to the hope that the mystery would one day be solved. Despite all efforts, the cause of the sleeping sickness remains an enigma. Today, Kalachi is a shadow of its former self, a place frozen in time, haunted by memories and unanswered questions. Yet it also stands as a testament to human endurance in the face of the inexplicable. Scientists continue their studies, hoping that one day they will uncover what truly happened in this remote corner of Kazakhstan. Is it an environmental issue, a medical condition with roots yet unknown, or something that defies our current understanding of science? No one can say for sure. The story of Kalachi, the sleeping village, challenges us to reflect on the limits of human knowledge and the mysteries that still lie beyond our grasp. What would you do if you lived in a place where you could never trust your next moment of wakefulness? This is not merely a story of a strange phenomenon, but a reminder of how fragile our grip on reality can be. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of Kalachi's secrets. The mystery continues, but so too does the search for answers. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.